Next up, we're going to talk about the checkout action. One of the most common ones that you're going to be using to integrate into your workflow. Before we do so, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the background. So I'm going to show my contact info file in Explorer, and I'm just going to go to the properties of this file real quickly. So you'll notice in the properties of my contact info file, my attributes down here, it's been checked on as read-only. So this is Perforce working its magic in the background. This is what Perforce is doing. So Perforce does not want any other programs modifying or changing any of these files without it knowing, right? Perforce is like your bodyguard, and it wants to be in the loop the whole time. So this is where the checkout action comes to play. So just as an example, if I come over into my text file and open it and just try to make an edit and then save, and I'm going to save the file. Notice this error that I get, right? It's saying the file is set to read only. Try again with a different name. Well, don't just rename it as a different name. This is Perforce doing its thing. We need to check out the file to communicate with Perforce, hey, we're about to change this file. So I'm not going to save that. So I'm going to come over into Perforce and select my contact info and check out, right? Again, it's going to ask what change list do you want to send this to. The default list is fine. And now you can see there's a red check mark next to the file. That means that the file has been checked out by me. If you're viewing files that's been checked out by someone else, you'll see a blue check mark on the right-hand side of the icon. So a red check mark on the left means you have it checked out. A blue check mark on the right means another user has that file checked out. All right. So I'm going to again show in Explorer. I got that window open still, and I'm going to go back to the properties just to show you that, look, that read-only attribute has now been disabled. So when you're checking out a file, you're making the file writable, so then it can be changed by another program. So whether we're working with a text file or a Unity scene or a script or maybe a scene in Maya or something in Photoshop or any program, anything that we're using, a Word document, anything that you're using, you always want to make sure you're checking out the file first so you can make edits to it. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and add in my email address and then just save the file. File save. Come back into Perforce now, and I'm just going to go ahead and submit. So I'm going to right click on my change list and then submit, saying adding email address to contact info, and then submit. Alright, so now you can see that there's two versions of this file. So I can select this file and go to the history and see there's two revisions, right? Revision 1 is when it was added. This is when I just added that contact info. Revision 2 is when I added my email address to that file. So I can right click on revision 1 and say get this revision, and now if I go ahead and open up this file, see that it's blank, right? This is when I first submitted it to the depot and it was just an empty text file. Now I can come to revision 2 and say get this revision, and now I can go ahead and open this, and now it has my email address. So Perforce is saving every single version of the file. It's saving all those revisions to the depot, right? It's storing each revision that you save as almost as individual files that you can go back and grab. So this is starting to show you how powerful version control can be.